Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Duke CT, back once again on my blue snowball, and it's working perfectly and all the good stuff. So how y'all doing this evening? This holiday post-Thanksgiving Dukect Lounge. I didn't do it last week because it was Thanksgiving. You know, I had to go chill with family, friends, and hopefully you guys, gals, and everyone else in between had a great and kick-ass Thanksgiving, and you had someone to talk to. And hopefully you were shopping safely with your peers and your Black Friday, or if you're smart, you went on the Cyber Monday deals. They're better deals off anyway. So at this point, let's sit back, relax, and hopefully my dulcet voice will make sure you will have a great time here, ladies and gentlemen. Because right here, right now, this show is for you, the people. Because remember, without you, without you guys, gals, and everything else, this show would not exist. And let me tell you something. Let me put this closer to the ring here for you. Let me get this closer because let me tell you, it's been a very long week. I have been doing I've been writing. I've been doing the next review, which hopefully will be up by next week. And then after that, I will continue some more Christmas stuff. And then after the next Christmas review, I'm going to do War Games, and that will be my season finale. Man, I'm going to be busy this December, and hopefully I'm going to be doing that and passing classes and doing all of the greatness, everything here. Make sure that this show, this show will continue to prevail and continue to have a consistent basis, a consistency, because, this show is nothing but consistent. I've been doing it for over so many years, so many fans, so many people giving me love, and I appreciate that so much. That being said, let's continue on. Okay. Oh, yeah. Hold on one quick second. I think my blue snowball is in a really odd place now, trying to calm down the stuff here. Usually take things a lot louder. I don't know what's going on, but you know what? Let's see if it's worse. It looks like it's not getting my loud voice, which is odd because I'm looking at my recording. Hopefully you guys can hear me, and audio issues. Well, I can get another one. This thing has been around for me for way too long anyway, like 2 years, and it has kept me going. So I will be still using this until this thing completely craps out, and it looks like it's on its sort of last legs. But you know what? We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it doing everything else. So yeah. Anyway, back to the main point of the show. Without my microphone issues, seemingly everything is going according to plan. Anyway, well, we had a couple good superhero stuff to come out. We had Justice League, and people were like, I enjoyed the film. I loved it. I think it was really fun, exciting, and hopefully DC movie universe will continue on. And that's, hope, but you never know. But speaking of DC, we're going to talk about, everything else. We're going to talk about Crisis on Earth X, this big, huge crossover event, these yearly crossover events that these shows continue to do. So let's take a look at the 4 episodes. Let's see, Crisis on Earth X, which seems to be a lot better going on than Invasion, supposedly. And let's see. Well, let's look. Because this is not the first time. You had Flash versus Arrow, then in 2004, as both Arrowverse and everything else. Then you have Heroes join forces, that sort of thing. Then you had last year's the Invasion storyline, and everything like that. But now, this right here. Quite honestly, there are some really good points here. That's really good. First off, everyone has good chemistry with each other. I like the chemistry of these guys. I love Mick first off, I only consistently watch Legends of Tomorrow, and I love Mick from there. He is this surly, The dude is great. Heatwave is amazing, and I love Heatwave. Seriously, he is one of the best parts of the show, and I am. This is, he is. It continues on. Great lines, him drinking things like, yeah. I mean, he just continues to be great. That's the same thing. He continues to be great. Another thing I do like is, it seems like they have more. I'm gonna be honest. They are doing a lot more. The pacing is a lot better. The invasion. Also, I think the heroes, they didn't overcrowd until the last parts of the episode. Until the last parts of the episodes, we didn't see the good stuff. This right here is the best part. The best part was everyone got a chance to shine. Everyone had a moment to shine, a moment to be there. A very, very good a moment. These are great moments, and I can't wait to see what next year is going to bring. Each character really felt, honestly, I like the fact that these characters, I like Green Arrow basically becoming like Batman and such. Then again, that's pretty much what was his whole gimmick to begin with. Yeah, Green Arrow is basically like Batman of arrows, and that's where he started as. And one nitpick is that when he had a kryptonite arrow, and it's like, didn't affect, by the way, the Nazis. They're like evil doppelgangers of the main three, of Supergirl, of and Ollie, and all that stuff. They have that's the Nazis and such, the evil Nazis, of course. But Barry Allen doesn't have an evil speedster of his own. No, it's Eobard Thawne. Seriously, Eobard Thawne again. Because why not have him basically? At this point, Eobard Thawne come back so many times. It's like he's getting out there with Jean Grey at this point. Maybe that's the gimmick of his character, because he can't really die, or if he does the timeline and everything else, it's just it's a mess. That's why I like Evil Wells, but I'm just sitting here like, why can't there be Evil Barry? Seriously, I know, we already had Evil Barry once. Maybe they say, oh, we already had Evil Barry. We don't want to go through that again. So we had to go Evil Eobard Thawne again, which is, I don't know. It's a little bit lazy because we already have Wells here. So it just feels like, man, are we doing this again? I mean, I know. Why don't we have that? That's just me. So, yeah. You have evil Supergirl. You have evil Nazi Carl Danvers. You have evil Nazi Green Arrow and such. And the one nitpick I would say, you have your takedown. Or Ollie has his kryptonite arrow, and it shoots Supergirl, evil Supergirl, and it's like she just takes it off. I'm like, wait, why did not really affect her? She just knocked it off. Maybe it was because it was in another dimension, but kryptonite basically is just like, if you have kryptonite anywhere near any of the Superman family, they're done. That's it. They're weak. They're knocked out. They're basically, kryptonite is basically, that's it for them. They're done. They are weakened. They are like mortals, and she just takes it out and just continues to fight. I'm like, what? Seriously? They continue to fight? Why? At that point, you have to sit and wonder, that's the thing. It's just really, really just I don't know. It's just odd. It's really odd. It's frustrating. That's what it is. It's just that little nitpicks and such. But overall, I really liked the episode. I liked the special effects were really good. Even though the CGI was a little, I'm like, can you just spend a little money on practical effects? I mean, Metallo was nice and all, but I'm like, why couldn't they just get some practical effects? It just seems really, really cheap. And I'm sorry, a little practical effects could do. I know TV budget, but practical effects are so much better. They're better, and they are, they are. I'm telling you, I mean, it seems so more real and more weight. It seems like the Metallo was just so, I don't know. It just seems so weak. He was like, I don't know. Metallo just looked like, come on, man. He's just like a bar. It's a TV budget. I understand that. They should be not cheap. I mean, they're trying to save money. I get that. It costs a ton of money to do so, and I get it. But can they just put some practical effects there? Some good practical effects, and just having him walk around and everything like that. Like have him, have his half face, like something like, half face there, and him walking around. It would actually have some more weight to the character instead of just, just feels like just beating up a guy with a green, suit and everything. But like I said, it was nice to see him, and hopefully he'll get his big screen moment one day. I like I said, the Legends were really good. And by the way, the reason why the Nazis, first off, let me start over again. The Nazis invade, from Earth X, invade Barry's and Iris' wedding, because why not? Because that was happening. By the way, I love the fact how the priest was zapped and no one went to his funeral. No one cared. Seriously, no one cared about that priest, man. That's a shame. No love for the priest. None whatsoever. But here's the best part, ladies and gentlemen. Best part of the show. Is that when they went to Earth X, they met they had some, exactly. I like the fact the dour and despair, though. The way they had it. Sure, it's a little bit cliche what's going on right now and all the Nazis and everything. Is that it was a very dour and despair place of what would happen if the Nazis did actually win and take over the planet. Even though it could have been like, more of a man of high school castle, because the Japanese were allies to them. And wouldn't it be basically better if they actually, I don't know, had like that type of Japanese internment camps? Japanese and America, they would cut the stuff in half. Or maybe they realized that would be like, oh, that'd be a little too much, because it's all Nazis all the time. It's just, people see every time we have these type of issues, other than Man in the High Castle, other than that, they seem to forget that it's basically, they seem to forget that basically, not the Germans had allies. They had Italy. They had Japan was a part of the Axis powers. It seems that everyone forgets about that when they had the Nazis and everything like that. It's just everyone forgets about the all the other stuff. They forget, like, okay, World War II, it's Nazis, right? No, it's the Japanese attacked us in Pearl Harbor. They were the one first attacked us, and we were going against them. Seriously. Why, it just seems like the Nazis took over and they just like, it's just like they were the only power left. Unless they had like Nazi Superman and something back in the day, which took over, they didn't need any allies and such, which would have been more interesting if they did that, but I don't know. But anyway, this was a nice little romp, and seeing how these merge universes and such, seeing how different people, like how you saw the overworld, you see how evil the Nazis, like, see how evil they are and everything else, but also you saw good guys. You got Win, who is a badass and such, who's basically more of a commander, more take charge and such, which is nice. You have Ray, who I think has a CW animated show. I haven't seen 1 second of that, even though it's like 2 minute songs on CW Seed. I should get on that. And also he has a gay relationship with Earth X. Let's see, Leonard Snart, Leo Snart, aka let's see, who was, god dang it, Leonard Snart. Man, it's gonna kick my butt if I don't. Let's see, not Mr. Freeze, Captain Cold. Yes, Captain Cold. Yes, and he actually still has that trollish nature and such. Like, he's a good guy, but he's still trollish nature. But I do still miss Villain Snart, though. I do still miss the villain star. Hopefully, the good Earth X guy meets up with the villain star so they can just see, you know, just to see how they function. It will be amazing. Oh my gosh, that would just be amazing to see those two. Maybe it'd be like just too awesome. Like, oh gosh, it's two Leonards, too much. Like, oh gosh, the villain. I mean, it would be. I would mark out for that. So hopefully he goes to the Legends. Please tell me he goes to the Legends. It would be amazing, and that would be awesome for him going through time and freezing people up. Since by the way, during the whole 4 episodes, you had Firestorm that situation because Firestorm you had Martin Stein and Jax. Those two have come together for Firestorm. But since Victor Gable's departure, because he's going to a show on Broadway, they decide to do one thing, and sadly they had to kill him off, which to me pisses me off because one, the way they did it, it just like he had to separate himself with the the Firestorm stuff to let him die. Like, okay, I'm like, wait a minute. Let's see. Didn't the ship revive? Like, this is Legends Tomorrow. Let's see. Who's Gideon? Gideon revived people from the dead once before. Because Gideon took. It was White Canary. She died and then he came back. I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't this already happen? So why couldn't Martin Stein just say, okay, he died, and then you could like, oh, don't worry, I can bring him back because science and such. But maybe it's because, Firestorm had the power of dramatic convenience, so he had to die, which sucks. Why couldn't he just retire? It would be better. In fact, the only people who basically got off a happy ending is the two Hawk Girl and Hawkman. And those two dragged the show down like a complete stone anchor. Like one of those big old stone, when you're you just like a big old boulder. A big boulder that just sunk the show down. Hawk Girl, Hawkman, they flew off just fine, and everyone was good and happy. But yet they had to kill off Martin Stein, man. I'm like, seriously, couldn't they just hey? He's like, okay, I gotta die. Like, no, we can revive him. Revives him, and say, I'm sorry. I'm like, you know what? Hey, that's okay. And then he's all right too, and he doesn't, that sort of thing. He doesn't. He just sits back and he becomes the Legends and such. He does have a way to separate Firestorm, but what's gonna happen to Jax later on? Does Firestorm gets another partner? Cause let's see, Firestorm, he has other people who gets into it. Let's see, there's other people. There's Ronnie Raymond and Martin Stein. Then you have Ronnie Raymond, Mike Stein, and Michael Erican, and then you have this Firestorm. Yeah, it was Jason Rush, actually. Jason, and then it was Jason and Gehenna, I believe. That's what it was. I think it was those two that made a brand new Firestorm. So I think this could be so I think it was going to be I think could have been I think that could actually do that. So it could be something like that, or she the other character. So that could happen. So who knows what happens with Jax or something. But anyway, Firestorm, it looks like he's going to be gone for a while. But maybe this is a way to get the movie version. I don't know. But anyway, I don't know. But yeah, it's CW. Overall, I did like the action. Everyone did, like I said, did the job. So overall, better than Invasion. And very better than Invasion. I really highly recommend watching this. I wish they could just release all this stuff on a Blu-ray so they could have a movie about this. Because honestly, I really like these everyone else. They did their part, even though they had to slow some Felicity and Ollie there, Ala City there, which fine. I don't watch Arrow, so I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So. In the end, Iris and Barry gets married. Felicity and they double booked the wedding. So screw it. They both get married. So huzzah! They both get married. Everyone's happy. The end. Except for Stein and everything. So he had to go. But you know what? I think this is something really good. I think this is something very good, and the action was on point, and the characters are really good. I think the characters did a really good job. And overall, I highly recommend it. So, it gets 2 thumbs up from me, Duke CT. Anyway, we're going to take a small little break on Crisis on Infinite and everything else, the big old comic book stuff out there. And we're going to take a small little break. And when we return, I'm going to be talking about the Broken Saga. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be talking to the Broken Saga of Matt Hardy, the return of it. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Who knows? But me, the Shadow knows. No, not Shadow. I think he would, but you got me. So, where would this end up? Well, I'll get my thoughts on it right after this. So, let's see. What music should I play to get y'all in the mood? So, let's look some songs here from the Dukect Lounge. So, let's look a little bit of... from TMNT, let's see. How about this? Shell Shock, TMNT. How's that for you? We're going to listen to something like that. So how about we listen to some music from there? How about some... How about... Cowabunga, Technodrome, Let's Kick Shell by Real Rock featuring 60 Sounds. We'll be listening to this live here on the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being part of the Dukect Lounge. Right back right after this. Back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you so much for joining me, Dukect here, on the Dukect Lounge. Well, thank you so much, and remember, if you want to call into the craziness and call into the madness, the number is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. Live every Thursday night here on TalkShoe.com. And if you're not catching this live, how dare you? Remember, you can also get this on YouTube.com/Dukect. Also on bit.me/Dukect. Also on Minds, which I need to post more stuff on there. Minds is on Twitter.com, Facebook.com/Dukect Productions. Let's see, ManicExpression.com. Also, Freaking Awesome Network.com. And also, you can find me on iTunes as well. So, with that being said, let us continue on this crazy journey now, shall we? Now, it's something. It's a very interesting thing. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. Very cool. Very good day today. It's a very interesting thing. Talk about these, these issues about wrestling. And now people are talking. One of the things here, what to talk about, what to go into, what is the big thing here is going to get people all flutter. Because what we're talking about right now, ladies and gentlemen, what we're talking about right now is broken Matt Hardy. Now, I heard people, they've been, since supposedly Anthem is giving up all the gimmicks and everything else, they're letting Matt Hardy get his broken gimmick. And some say, that's good. A lot of people are positive. But at this point, people are saying maybe the magic is gone. Maybe people are saying no one cares about the broken gimmick. But, my take is that when it finally happened, I think at this point, this could be a good thing. That people are allowed to miss it. We are allowed to miss the broken gimmick. And then when people start coming in, and hopefully with WWE, at this point, it's basically Billy Corgan who's gone. Maybe they can call up Billy Corgan. And at this point, I would not be surprised if Jeremy Borash is going to leave TNA too. Because I think that company is on the Impact Wrestling, or whatever they would call it at this point. They're gone. They're done. It's going to be close to deletion with this company very soon. So, what are they going to do with it, and what are they going to do with the broken side? This here right here seems that Matt Hardy is just downless. Because remember, the last time he was supposedly broken was when a dramatic event was when Jeff Hardy it was an I Quit match, and Jeff Hardy was beaten down. Jeff Hardy beat him down and broke Matt Hardy. A physical broken, but also a mental broken. And it was all these things, these gimmicks and everything else. He dressed up as Willow to get into his brother's head. Willow, Jeff Hardy's creation, which I think TNA still owns the rights to. Or do Jeff Hardy does? I don't know. Maybe he'll bring that back. Maybe Willow with 2 W's. It works in Indy, so who cares? But hey, it will be interesting to see that. So, I think him losing to Bray Wyatt and this type of stuff could be the start of it. He could be thinking about this. He's awoken, but he's like slowly getting to breaking. He's slowly. I think he needs to face, he's getting angry at, I think it was Elias. Then he's getting frustrated with Bray Wyatt, but I think he needs to be strong. Like, he takes on Braun Strowman or someone who's like Kane. Kane, he gets tombstone broken out. You don't see Matt Hardy for a couple of while. And then you start seeing these cryptid stuff. And then he starts getting, and then the laugh starts to come back. And he starts becoming more devious and starts speaking in these weird tones and situations. It slowly becomes there. It builds up. Kind of like last time. And I don't know who the future. Hey, Bray Wyatt. I mean, at this point, Bray Wyatt would actually be something, interesting for Bray Wyatt to do. That other than him basically cosplaying as Sister Abigail. And I know Bray Wyatt is basically the death spiral for any pro wrestler, so on. But here, Matt Hardy, this could be, they have beef before doing this whole broken stuff. So this could be like him. He'll have Bray Wyatt beat him and say, I truly broken Hardy, physically, mentally, spiritually, and as you did something to me. And then, hey, Bray Wyatt comes in. Now he beats in the match. He destroys Matt Hardy. And then you have him slowly start laughing, and next thing you know, he's doing these promos, and then you see something buzzing ahead. It's Vanguard 1. And then, and this, you have to do it from a smarky crowd. So people will have like, oh, this is cool. Stuff like that. I mean, heck, there are no much smarky crowds at this point for WWE nowadays. So that pretty much is the only thing they can do. Is actually then you have him, and then you see Bret Hardy slowly get this whole thing up and keep it low rent. Don't have high production. Keep it low rent. And then have him invite him to his whole, have him invite this whole, him to the Hardy compound. You don't scratch that. You introduce Vanguard 1 there. And slowly you see all this stuff and everything that's nice, everything seems to be going well. Like this weird crookedness and then Bray is like, what's going on? And then he's just like, we have the same type of thing of the whole contract signing. Have a whole contract signing, and then in the end you have Matt Hardy do the same thing in slow motion, take down Bray, and just, it's so over the top, so cheesy, but not production wise. Keep it low rent production wise, and then you have the broken stuff, which is better on the skits and everything. And then you have Bray Wyatt start doing this stuff too. Make it as goofy and crazy as possible at this point. I honestly think camp is the only way. High quality, like low quality camp was probably the only thing that can save Bray Wyatt now. So let's have that. Let's have low quality camp here. And I think we could add something a lot more interesting and, something that, wow, this is amazing. This is something awesome. Something great for Bray Wyatt, something for him to do and start him become like that and have this crazy over-the-top feud. And then after, say, Matt Howard wins, you can have him win the Intercontinental title. Heck, have the Broken Brothers again and have him, like, run the tag division and such. And have him go after the Bar and such. And that sort of, have some fun with the Shield. That sort of thing. So this could be really good. It could be a screw-up. Maybe it is too late, but I think if people have missed it, I think a lot of people want to see it again, and it's a way how they present it, you can get people back into it. You will get people back into it. It's how you present it. And the WWE could do the Broken Hardy universe right, which I don't know, but if they can do it, you will see something really magical, and this will continue on for Matt Hardy. This could be something really good. But that's just my personal opinion. Could be wrong. But hey, I want to hear your thoughts on it and hear my thoughts on the review of Crisis on Earth X and everything other DC comic book related. Oh, and by the way, the Infinity War trailer came out. It looks good. It looks great. We don't know much going on. Steve Thanos bitch slapping Iron Man. Because honestly, Iron Man must have done something to cause all this stuff. Because Lord knows he would have. Because, hey, that's the Avengers for the most part. What did Tony do? And seriously, every single thing is on the Avengers. It's like, other than Loki coming out, like, it's since after the first Avengers, it's like Tony Stark must have done something stupid. It is Avengers 2. You had him making Ultron. Civil War. You have him, the whole pro-Red side. All this stuff because of Tony Stark. Tony Stark. Because he might have done something stupid. That's what he does. So Tony Stark's going to do something stupid. So that's what we're going to do. Anyway, so what's going to happen? I don't know. But it will be an interesting ride. Anyway, that's it for the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for listening. It's Dukect here. Peace and love. I'll see y'all when I see y'all later.